Welcome to another video from Benko Group. Today I'm talking with the founder of the company and the CEO of the company in Denmark, Anel. And Anel has a very huge background over solutions to retailers, shopping, stores, supermarkets, and also airports. He has experience on how this technology could be used to get better results on your solutions and also in your company. And here we want to share some insights for all of these segments. Welcome, Anel. And to start, I think it's interesting that you can share with our audience things that could be possible to be used in a store. There is things that the customers are looking at all the time, things that they can use to increase their results, turnover, and all of these things. Feel free to share all of the ideas that they request to you and also you share with them.
Thank you, Rafa. As mentioned, I have more than 18 years of experience within the retail. And from that 18 years, I have been seeing how the market has changed, where today any retailer, any shopping mall, any supermarket chain or company need to work on data. So data is very important. If you don't use data, if you don't collect data, if you don't measure, then you will not succeed in your business. So if you look on the stores segment, on the retail, the stores, the most important KPI for the stores is conversion rate. So how many visitors we are converting to our customers. This is very important to know, especially when you are spending such amounts on advertisement. We know all how much advertisement costs today, especially social media, different magazines, TV channels, etc., etc. So it's very important to understand those events, to understand those advertisements, optimize, invest in the correct advertisement and succeed in your business.
And normally this conversion rate, when you mean, it's something that is comparing the number of customers with some specific information that the stores provide, or it's a different concept?
To get the conversion rate, first of all, now in Europe, I know in South America that people counting and footfall counting is something new. In Europe, we have been using a people counting for last 20 years. We started with infrared beams, then changed it to 2D cameras. Then later technology moved where the accuracy on the data is almost 99-100%. So to calculate conversion rate, it's basically you need a good accurate counter to get accurate data. I will say if you don't have accurate data, then your decisions, your calculations, and everything you're doing and investing could be wrong. So it's very important to have accuracy in data. So installing a sensor at the entrances of the store, and of course integrating cashier or POS directly to our portal will give automatically conversion.
And normally these stores, when they are not measuring this kind of KPI, what is problems that you already found and you saw that they haven't when the conversion is not measured?
If you are not measuring conversion, then you can basically only see number of transactions. So how many transactions you had day or over the last week. That gives only how many customers have bought a product. But you don't know how many customers was there. Do we have enough employees to serve all those customers? So you can run a campaign for a month or spend a huge amount of money on this campaign. But it could be that yes, your transactions has increased, but it could be that you have lost probably 50% of visitors, as you still have one employee on the floor. So basically, the conversion rate tells you also how many employees you need to have, or how many, if you need to increase it to get more staff.
Interesting. And you mentioned about employees. There is ways that normally these stores can control information about employees. Like, I imagine that it probably is a challenge to separate customers to employees, because this conversion rate is based on customers. So how to separate that?
You mean exclude employees from counting? So if you look on the technology, past technology, it was not possible. Today there's a different ways to exclude employees from the counting. Basically, having a name tags. There's no batteries, there's no technology in those name tags, or a lanyard, where actually it's just a reflection. Depending on which sensors you choose. There's a 3D sensors with AI that can scan when you enter. They scan body and searching for a tag. As soon as the tag is detected, it will automatically add it as a staff. The same with lanyard as well. There's also other options, because it's not only employees that are entering stores, but it's also you're getting packages. There could be friends of staff that are coming and visiting. So there's also possibility in our software to add percentage. So normally some of our clients, they do the study over the 1 month, or research over the 1 month, how many times they are going out and how many times courier it's actually coming with the packages and everything. So and they came to a number, it could be 10% or 10 to 15%, where we can automatically exclude it from those numbers in our solution. So
I could understand that this kind of features is more related to 3D cameras. So we can consider that 2D cameras or other cameras, they don't have possibilities to exclude a specific people inside these places, right? Or not? It's not like that.
Yeah, I know that you in South America still use 2D cameras. This is something that we have stopped using for, I think it's 7-8 years. We have stopped using and actually offering those cameras. We still have integration and supporting, because it's a cheaper device, yes, but it have a lot of problems with the counting and accuracy. You cannot exclude employees, you cannot exclude kids from the counting. There's a problem with lights, problem with the dark clothing when you're entering a store, or if you are looking at the display in the front of the store, staying still and then move again, it could give a double counts. So we already stopped using those counters, especially because we see the data it's important and accuracy important, especially to take the accurate decisions.
And we talk a lot about this part of conversion rate. It probably is the most important. But I already listened to many people asking about measurements inside and outside of stores. There is some kind of thing that you recommend to measure inside of the store, like the time of someone can stay in a point of the store, or how many people are passing outside. These things are possible also with this technology, 3D, 2D, or CCTV cameras, I don't know.
I will say that the problem that I will say the capture rate that we are calling it, or capture rate, it's another metrics that you get from counting passerbys. So how many people are passing by the store and how many of them are visiting your store. This is also something where you can actually see how your windows are reacting. So how your window displays, are they good enough?
Is it attractive?
Are they attractive enough? Are windows displays attractive enough? So basically, how you can do today, it was possible before with Wi-Fi tracking. So if we look on the Wi-Fi tracking, it was really popular like 7 years ago when it came out. But since Apple did the Mac scrambling in iOS 9 and even put a phone on the wheel in iOS 12, and the Android follow up with that the same security, it's not possible. It's also something that it goes against GDPR. So if you want to be a GDPR compliant, then the Wi-Fi is nothing that we will recommend. There's a still possibility to do pass-bys by placing a sensors outside or tilting the sensor, where we can still see a few meters outside of the store. We actually integrate last year LoRa. LoRa is long-range, low-power network, or let's say language for IoT devices. Where we are seeing that there are coming a lot of different devices, also people counters, but different IoT devices for desk presence, temperature, noise detection, to understand how music in the store is. So sound sensors, or not sound, noise sensors, to see how music impact have impact on the visitors. So we have been doing a research, and there's also many research you can read on the internet. If the tracks are slow, music tracks are slow, then people are spending more time, or visitors are spending more time. If the music tracks are faster, then people are also moving faster. So
we have sensors that we can measure also the time that people stay inside of the store with these actions?
No, you don't have a sensor to measure the time of it. It's not possible anymore. It was possible with Wi-Fi, right now we can do that with full tracking analytics. So understanding the dwell time of the person, analyzing person, or tracking person in very accurate way, you can do with stitch sensors together and track the person from the beginning to end of the journey. So the problem is that, not the problem, I will say this solution is basically used for flagship stores, concept stores, where you need to understand your store layout, and then you roll out all other stores with the new layout. But of course, you are not putting 20 or 10, 15, 20 sensors to do the full tracking inside the store, every store. So
I imagine
it's
that
expensive.
When you say this number of counters, we are meaning that we are covering the whole city in a store.
Yes.
So we are measuring all the points inside it.
Yes, correct. So basically, to do the full tracking analytics and use it with the VemTrack in our solution, it gives you possibility to understand every single visitor or customer, even where they have been, how long they have been staying in different areas, how much they have spent. So without knowing that it's Rafael or just me that was visiting stores. So it's fully GDPR. We only get the data, so we are not getting any recordings from the cameras. We are just getting XY coordinates data that we are stitching inside our software and analyzing full journey of the customer.